Test 1, 2, 3, 4. Test 1, 2, 3, 4. Test 1, 2, 3, 4. Test 1, 2. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Get everybody situated in a big crowd. Need everybody take a seat. Test 1, 2. Can everybody hear me okay? Test 1, 2. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the 2023 Memorial Day Concert Tribute. I'd like to give a hand to our veterans, folks in the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Coast Guard, Merchant Marine, and our first responders, the firefighters and police department. Folks, let's hear for them. On the stage is the award-winning Everett Marching Band. United States Marine. Put your hands together. 1, 2, 1, 2. What do you think of the band? We have a very special guest coming on the stage very briefly from now, the Platters. So please welcome the Platters. Test 1, 2. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. The kids are so excited. So let's see everybody be nice and quiet right now, please. Thank you so much. We are very, very lucky to have Grammy Award winners, the Platters, here today. And we'd like to thank Fred Balboni for bringing the great ensemble here today for our Memorial Day service. Let's hear it for Fred. Today they are here all day long. They had a wonderful luncheon with the Kiwanis earlier. Thanks to the wonderful folks in the Culinary Arts Department. They do a wonderful job. And also they did a clinic today for over 200 students here on the history of rock and roll and the history of the Platters and how important it is that music is so important to our lives. So I'll check to see if they're ready and I'll be right back with you. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Platters!
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light
what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the and the home of the brave.
One more time. Candles burning, glasses are chilled, and soon she'll be by. Hope and pray she'll say that she's willing to give us another try. And if all those plans I made don't melt the lady's heart, I'll put on the old 45s. And maybe the old songs will bring back the old times. Maybe the old lines will sound new. Maybe she'll lay her head on my shoulder. Maybe old
Heavenly shades of
feelings
night
will
are
come through. Maybe we'll start to cry and wonder why we ever walked away. And maybe the old songs will bring back the old times and make her wanna stay. Thank you so much, everyone. Good evening. How are you feeling tonight? Nice. As Jean said, we are the Platters, and we're very happy to be here with you. And we just want to take a brief moment to introduce ourselves.
In the dark. Lights out. I am the ghost of dark.
Well, yes. Okay, here we go. Now we're going to introduce ourselves.
Hello, everybody. Can you see me? My name is Omar Ross, and I am from Detroit, Michigan. Thank you.
Hello, I am Candace Pleasure. I'm from Winston-Salem, North Carolina.
Hey everyone, my name is Jovian Ford, and I'm from the Bronx, New York.
My name is Lance Bernard Bryant, and I am from Rochester, New York. Thank you. So I wanted to share a little fact with you. We are going to be, we're going to have a performance, which it's June 25th? June 25th, we're going to be at the Regent Theater in Arlington. All right? So we'd love to see you all there. And what we're going to do now is give you a little sample of some of our favorite hits.
Only you can make all this world seem right. Only you can make the darkness bright. Only you and you alone can thrill me like you do and fill my heart with love for only you. Only you can make all this change in me, for it's true. You are my destiny. When you hold my hand, I understand the magic that you do. You're my dream come true, my one and only you.
Heavenly shades of night are falling. It's twilight time. Out of the mist, your voice is calling. 'Tis twilight time. When purple-colored curtains mark the end of day, I'll hear you, my dear, at twilight time. Deepening shadows gather splendor as day is done. Fingers of night will soon surrender the setting sun. I count each moment, darling, till you're here with me. Together, at last that twilight time.
With you, yeah. With this ring, I promise I'll always love you, always love you. With this ring, I promise I'll always love you, always love you. They used to call me a wanderer who never wanted to settle down, yeah. But I'll tell you, baby, I wander no more. I got to stay around, 'cause with this ring, I promise I'll always love you. Know I'll always love you, love you. With this ring, hey, I promise I'll always love you. I say with this ring.
They asked me how I knew my true love was true. Oh, I of course replied, something deep inside cannot be denied. Laughing friends deride, tears I cannot hide. Oh, so I smile and say, When a lovely flame dies, smoke gets in your eyes.
Smoke gets in your eyes.
Smoke gets in your eyes.
Oh, yes, I'm a pretender, pretending that I'm doing well. My need is such, I pretend too much. I'm lonely, no one can tell. Too real is this feeling of make-believe. Too real when I feel what my heart can't conceal. Yes, I'm the great pretender, just laughing and gay like a clown. I seem to be what I'm not. You see, I'm wearing my heart like a crown. Pretending that you're still around.
Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Let's hear it for our music director, Michael Larson, on piano.
We're going to do a little song for you really quick, but we need your help. Is that okay? So some of the kids who were here earlier already saw how we did this song. We're going to do it again. But do you remember those clapping games from back in elementary school? And you were like, Miss Mary, So we're going to do that again. But I'm going to show you the first step, okay? So help me out. We're going to do our right hand forward and then clap. Left hand forward and then clap. Right hand forward and clap. Slap your thighs, clap your hands. How was that? Good? You got it? You got it? They got it. That's perfect. Okay, here we go. It's called the clapping song. So try it along. Ask your neighbor, hey, you want to do this with me? Okay?
Make sure you ask.
All right.
3, 6, 9, the goose drank wine, the monkey chewed tobacco on the streetcar line. The line broke, the monkey got choked, and they all went to heaven in a little rowboat. Clap, 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 clap,
Hey!
clap, 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 slap, clap, clap,
Clap your hand, pat it on your partner's hand. Right hand.
clap, clap,
Clap your hand, cross it with your left arm, pat your partner's left palm.
clap, clap,
Clap your hand, pat your partner's right palm with your right palm again.
clap, slap.
Your hands, slap your thighs, and sing a little song. Go!
My mother told me
I said what?
if I was goody, that she would buy me a rubber dolly. My auntie told her I kissed a soldier. Now she won't buy me a rubber dolly. 3, 6, 9, the goose drank wine, the monkey chewed tobacco on the streetcar line. The line broke, the monkey got choked, then they all went to heaven in a little rowboat. Clap, clap.
All right, clap your hands. Here we go. We're gonna try it again.
Clap,
Take your right arm, pat your partner's right palm with your right palm.
clap,
Take your hand back and clap. You got it.
clap,
Take your right arm, cross your right arm with your left arm, pat your partner's left palm with your left palm.
clap,
your head back and clap. Yeah. Pat, take your right arm, pat your partner's right palm with your right palm. Pat. Now back to the clap. Hey, take the pats of your palms and slap your thighs and watch the fun materialize as we sing this little song.
My mother told me if I was good,
Say what?
that she would buy me
She buy me what?
a rubber dolly. My auntie told her
She told me what?
I kissed a soldier. Now she won't buy me a rubber dolly. 369, the goose drank wine, the monkey chewed tobacco on the street car line.
Thank you. Good job.
Let's
Good
hear it
job.
for Candace Cole Pleasure.
Oh, that's what's up. Those are the kind of students you
That's a
want.
fun song, Candace. Candace called Pleasure rhymes with treasure.
All right, and now we would like to bring you something in the spirit of the event. Yeah. What's that? Oh, that's right. Hold on, before we start this. So this next section of songs, or what we're going to do, is in honor of our U.S. Armed Forces. So if any of you out there have served, are currently serving, or have family members who are serving, as you hear each branch called, please stand to honor them. Okay? Yes, and that way we can acknowledge you.
Is the Army.
Over hill, over dale, we will hit the dusty trail as those caissons go rolling along. In and out, hear them shout, counter-marching all about as those caissons go rolling along. For it's high, high, he in the field artillery. Shout out your numbers loud and strong. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. For wherever you go, you will always know that those caissons go rolling along.
Thank you for your service. Next time we want to honor the Navy.
Anchors away, my boys. Anchors away. Farewell to college joys. We sail at break of day. Our last night ashore. Hail to the foe. Until we meet once more. Here's wishing you a happy voyage home. Let's hear it for the Coast Guard. We're always ready for the call. We place our trust in thee. Through howling gale and shot and shell to win our victory. Semper Paratus is our guide, our pledge and motto too. We're always ready, do or die. I, Coast Guard, we fight for you. All right, let's hear it for our Air Force.
Come on.
Off we go into the wild blue yonder, climbing high into the sun. Here they come, soon to meet our thunder. At her voice, give her the gun. Down we dive, smiling our flame from under. Up with one terrible roar. You live in pain or go down in flame, for nothing can stop the U.S. Air Force. And last but certainly not least, let us hear it for the Marines. Come on! From the halls of Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli, we will fight our country's battles in the air, on land, and sea. Here we go! First we fight for right and freedom, and to keep our honor clean. We are proud to claim Let's hear it one more time for our U.S. Armed Forces.
Thank you for your service.
Wasn't that a lovely dedication, Candace? That was wonderful. Say just a little bit more.
Hello, hello. So happy to be here.
There we go.
Thank you for all those who served.
Yes.
Thank you.
So now, Omar, do you have a special message for the seniors?
That's right. So, this next song is a special one. It goes out to all the seniors graduating and all of you. Thank you so much for having us here.
Thank you so much again. Yes.
We'd
Yeah,
love,
beautiful day.
we'd love to hear from you. So if you are online, we are online as well. We're on social media. Go to our website, which is www.theplatters.com. We're on Facebook, Instagram.
Tag us on Instagram.
Yes.
Let us know that you were here.
That's right.
All right.
When you wish upon a star, makes no difference who you are. Anything your heart desires will come to you. If your heart is in your dreams, no request is too extreme. When you wish upon a star, your dreams come true. Bum, bum, bum.
Thank you all so much.
stage, the superintendent of the Everett Public Schools, Priya Tahiliani.
Welcome everyone to the 2023 Memorial Day program. Good evening. It's so great to be amongst you all tonight, this amazing audience for this momentous occasion. The Memorial Day program is an annual event here in the Everett Public Schools, and we are so honored to host this evening's presentation. This tradition is a solemn and respectful time to remember the men and women of the armed forces who gave their lives for all of us. The tradition is a solemn and respectful time where we express gratitude to all of those who put their lives on the line for our nation. Memorial Day teaches our children about the history of America. This observance reminds us how freedom was earned and how many Americans gave the ultimate sacrifice, their lives. The Everett Public School students learned about Memorial Day through an array of lessons, activities, and contests this past year, and tonight's concert is a culmination of an effort to bring our students and community closer together to demonstrate to you all of their learnings. The effort is also aimed at creating a deeper understanding of this very special observance. By taking time to reflect and thank these heroes, we gain a better understanding of our freedom and a renewed sense of pride in our wonderfully diverse nation. Through music, we are able to touch many lives and give thanks where words just cannot say enough. Through visual art and poetry, we can help remember and acknowledge those who served and perished in past conflicts. Through conversation, we learn more about the real meaning of this observance. Through drama, we are able to sympathize with the experiences of our heroes and their families. So tonight, we will hear bands, orchestras, and choruses from across the city. They will join their voices and instruments to pay their respects to the heroes and their families. Students from the Lafayette School entered a drawing contest. The winner's artwork will be displayed through multimedia presentations, t-shirts, on plaques, in the programs, and in a live art show. The Whittier School students took part in a poetry contest. 3 of the winners will read their poems tonight. The Parlin School students shared what Memorial Day means to me. Their messages will appear on video tonight. The English School held veteran interviews where students had conversations with veterans. We will watch those interviews here as well. Students from the Webster School will be honoring a special veteran, Peter Chiarello. This will most certainly be a very special moment tonight. Drama students from the Caverian will perform a powerful piece which will surely move our hearts. And all of the performances focus on Memorial Day, and especially on this year's Memorial Day theme, which is Remember and Honor. The students of Everett worked diligently on the Memorial Day program. For months, our young performers prepared with enthusiasm and dedication. It certainly shows they are very proud to be part of this great community. We encourage all to remember and honor our heroes and to share the true meaning of Memorial Day with your loved ones. Through appreciation, recognition, and compassion, we learn how to be humble and how to give back. Thank you for attending tonight's special concert. Please stand now for the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by our national anthem.
Did we say right now?
And now bringing us the Pledge of Allegiance from the Parlin School, Jose Lemus Palacio and Jocelyn Figueroa Montano.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing as the EHS String Orchestra brings you the Star Spangled Banner.
Director of Veteran Services for Everett, Massachusetts. I guess the best question would be, what is a VSO? Basically what I do is I help veterans get all the benefits that they deserve from their service. It's funny because before I was a VSO, I didn't know that there was a VSO in Everett. So, I mean, it's nice coming back and being able to help specific veterans that come in to make sure they're getting all their benefits, because us veterans are pretty stubborn about going to the hospital or asking for help. So it's actually become a job of mine chasing down veterans to make sure they're getting their benefits. But, I mean, I'm a product of it myself. Even when I first got out or when I first came back from Afghanistan, I was reluctant to say I was disabled. I was reluctant to say anything was wrong because, you know, as a vet, you know, you're built up to be this superhero. You're built up to be this, you know, this elite, you know, soldier. So I think that it's hard to come back and ask for help after, you know, you spent the last year and a half being the greatest. Some of the things I'm working on here in Everett is I'm working on making Everett a Purple Heart City. Back when I was younger, we had 2 VFWs. We would celebrate Memorial Day with a large parade, and I just think I'm trying to get back to that. I think becoming a Purple Heart City will just, you know, show the other cities around that Everett supports its veterans. And I think creating that veteran community is very important, just so vets have a safe place to go. Because a lot of times vets won't talk to anybody but other vets, because we just don't think anyone knows or gets it. So I think, you know, creating that safe space for veterans to come in, whether it's just to sit in my office and have a cup of coffee or, you know, just have group chats down at the Conley Center, I think that's very important going forward. Memorial Day, to me, is a day for remembrance. It's a day to be thankful. A day to be thankful for all the freedoms that we still have, all the freedoms that, you know, our soldiers are still fighting for overseas. I would like the students and the younger people just to understand that for Memorial Day, it's not just a day off, it's not just a holiday, it's a time to think about everything that you should be thankful for, everything that you have to be thankful for. You know, being over in Afghanistan, being down in Honduras, serving, it just really opened my eyes to how thankful and how thankful I should be every day for being an American, for, you know, the freedoms that our servicemen and women provide. And I'm just glad to be the Everett VSO, and I hope that as things go forward, we can just build a better community going forward with just how having veterans feel safe and getting all the benefits they need. Thank you.
And now, welcome to the stage, the All-City Chorus. Got her mic, she's checking.
I would like to ask the audience to do pin drop silence for us, please, so that we can perform all the nuances of the songs that we've been practicing so hard.
There's a hero. If you look inside your heart, you don't have to be afraid of what you are.
some of the World War II memorial for men who specifically from World War II. As a veteran myself, just sitting in front of these memorials, and thinking about how many men and women we lost in that war, it always hits me. But then to think that this is just people from this specific war. And I guess what it tells me is like at that time during World War II, it was men and women, your friends, your brothers, the guys you played basketball with, the guys you played tag with. Now, let's go to war, boys. Let's protect the country. And I just sit here just in awe of how many people decided to pick up the fight for our country just from this specific war. It's amazing to me. Erected as a lasting tribute to the men of Ward 4 who heroically sacrificed their lives during World War II. Let's respectfully remember Anderson, Roy F., Estudi, Joseph A., Babb, Richard C., Baccarella, Peter, Blair, Chester E., Blair, Roland F., Bodvar, Carl O., Coakley, Robert P., Cormier, George D., Cavino, Joseph A., Shisek, William D., Delano, Thomas F., Earl, Hazen V., Fiorentino, Robert R., Forrest, Joseph, Johnson, James I., Lafferty, William F., Patanzio, Anthony, McGee, John E., Morrissey, Harry C., Hasimato, John J., Queenan, William R., Rugani, Daniel L., Sampson, Elmer P., Williams, Herbert L.
Let's give a warm welcome to Sergeant Antoine Coleman and Sergeant Rocco Longo.
absolutely wonderful. I mean, the orchestra, I mean, absolutely wonderful. Okay, most importantly, I'd like to say thank you for all the teachers. They're doing a wonderful job here. I mean, that's unbelievable. You know what I mean? Antoine asked me to speak on, well, first of all, I don't refer to Antoine as Antoine. I refer to him as Black Excellence. That's what I was told to say, and that's what he received the Black Excellence Award, and he's a fellow Marine, and, you know, when he asked me to speak, I was honored, you know. So again, I'm honored speaking today on such an important occasion. You know, Memorial Day is all about a time to honor Americans' fallen heroes. It's a day dedicated to the remembrance of men and women who gave the ultimate sacrifice while defending their country, so we can live in freedom. Memorial Day, we're thankful for those who gave their lives while servicing. And we're thinking of those who have lost someone they love. Thank you for your sacrifice. Thank you, and God bless those deployed today in harm's way. Thank you, everybody.
First of all, is someone cutting onions in here? I think I'm gonna play hero. Someone must be cutting onions. Forgive my limp on the way up here. Me and Mr. Chamberlain trying to relive the glory days this morning. Kind of got kneed in the thigh. But it actually got me thinking about what Memorial Day means to me. For me, just in service, Memorial Day to me is a remembrance of your friends, a remembrance of the good times. I bring up Mr. Chamberlain because we grew up together here in Everett. We used to ride around the city on bikes looking for people to play basketball against. And I just started thinking about all the fun times we used to have running around the city, jumping off the couch before my mother got home to make sure she knew we didn't start sitting there. And I just think to myself, when I seriously sit and think about Memorial Day and all my friends and brothers, that's what I think about, the fun times. I think about the times where we were all trying not to get in trouble, or the times where we were just being ridiculous. We don't think about the hard times. We don't think about how hard it was. We just think about each other. Memorial Day to me, sorry guys, a little choked up. I'm not gonna lie, I'm very impressed by everything going on. So when I was at the Iwo Jima Memorial, a Marine that was there and survived Iwo Jima, he said, the greatest thing we were taught in the service was love. Not fighting, not war, but love. Because the greatest love you can give someone is your life. And when we're over there, we're not fighting for our country, we're not fighting to get home, you're fighting for your brothers to your left, to your right. So on Memorial Day, please take the time to think about all the freedoms you got because of the men who loved you enough to give their lives. Thank you so much.
And now, welcome back to the stage, the EHS String Orchestra. Welcome to the Parlin School here in Everett, Massachusetts, where our students are going to bring some messages about what Memorial Day means to them.
My name is Emily Ochoa Pineda, and what Memorial Day means to me is a day of celebration where we pay our respects and honors to the ones who have lost their lives or have lost their loved ones due to fighting for this country.
Hi, my name is David Garai. Memorial Day is important because it is important to remember that the men and the women who died to keep our America safe.
My name is Yasmin da Silva de Jesus. Memorial Day is a day that we honor the soldiers that died in wars. It is important because they died to keep America free.
My name is Rosie Zapeta Gomez. Memorial Day is a day for us to wear red, white, and blue to show that we love our flag and country. We think that Memorial Day is a day to say thank you and appreciate the sacrifices our military has made for our freedom.
Hi, I'm Giovanni Cogliano. We take time out of school and work to gather with our families to celebrate those who are no longer with us. Without the people who served in the military, we wouldn't be able to have the life we live. Happy Memorial Day.
Hi, my name is Viviana Arsenal. Memorial Day is important to me because we can honor the brave people who died for our country.
Hi, I'm Ann Canal. Memorial Day is a time we can remember these heroes by decorating graves, having parades, and gathering for Memorial Day services.
On Memorial Day, I can thank someone I know who has served in the military.
During our celebrations, we can take time to remember those who showed bravery and sacrificed for our freedom.
My name is James Dos Santos, and this is what Memorial Day means to me. Well, Memorial Day is a day to remember the people that fought for us in the wars. It means a lot to me because they put their lives on the line so we can have a great one. And it's sad to know that there's some people out there that forgot what they did for our country. It means a lot because they made sure we did not worry about the safety and security of our belongings, particularly our freedom and rights. Some people know that the life wouldn't be the same without those people. So that's what Memorial Day means to me.
And now, welcome to the stage, the Whittier School Chorus.
Remember and honor. The winds gushing on the flag like ocean waves smashing on the rocks. The mortars, the machine guns roar like fireworks. The loud bang, the screams, terrifying like shadows lurking in the gloomy night. So history does not repeat itself. No need of countless flags and graves. No more countless flowers in mourning. No more men need to die. That is why it is important to remember and honor.
Remember and honor. Our hearts bleed a crimson red for those gone who can never be replaced, whose memories is forever remembered in the hearts and minds of their much-loved race. On Memorial Day, we don't forget. Though they are no longer here to bless us, we keep them ever in our debt for making the ultimate sacrifice with bravery and trust. The sun bestows a golden radiance. Their legacy remains evermore. Our deepest admirations as their spirits ascend into the sky by an eagle in flight.
A day to remember. A day to remember. It was as dark as the sea, as cold as ice. They fought in unity, looking at sights. unforgettable, horrific sights. Knowing this is it, I've done my part. Knowing it's for my brother who perished in front of my eyes. Hearing the guns and grenades of the shaken soldiers, emotions mix, men fall. Others afraid, paralyzed, standing in shock. For my children, they whisper, for my country. As dawn rose, the battlefield falls silent. No guns, no grenades, no violence. Just the corpses of the brothers who served in arms.
Thank you.
I'm standing here in front of our World War II memorial. I'm standing inside of our World War II memorial here in Everett. And I just think, when I think about Memorial Day, I sometimes come down here and just remember that I was lucky when I joined. I got to volunteer. Like, I wanted to be a Marine. I wanted that. And I just think about some of these men and women that are on here, that are on these plaques, that were drafted. Like, they didn't decide that they wanted to volunteer to be in the service, but they answered the call when their nation called for them. I think going forward now, young people these days need to understand that freedom isn't free. And I feel like some people, you know, it's a computer age, so everyone has all the information in the world, but if the world went to war again, America would call upon its citizens to fight. And I think that I would love just for the young people to understand that some of these names on here are people who didn't decide to be a soldier, didn't want to be a soldier, but when the nation called, they answered. Michael L. Camarada, William J. Cannon. I mean, I know these men personally from talking to their families. Like, they were drafted. They did their 1 year in service overseas during World War II. These gold stars down on the bottom, they basically mean that they gave the ultimate sacrifice for our country. So gold star symbolizes basically that you've given the ultimate sacrifice, that when the country called upon you to serve, you gave your life. And like we always say in the Marine Corps, it's like you're giving America a blank check stating that I will give my life to keep our freedoms alive. And those gold star means that their families will be basically taken care of by America because their loved one gave the ultimate sacrifice.
Hello, my name is Nadia Begum, and I'm from the Madeline English School.
Hi, I'm Jason Haar, and I'm from the Madeline English School.
Hello, my name is Antoine Coleman, and I'm the Director of Veteran Services here for Everett, Massachusetts.
So, how do you observe Memorial Day?
For me, I like to get together with some of my Marines that I've served with. We like to get together and just remember the guys that we served with that aren't here anymore. And we just, just tell stories, laugh. It's usually a lot of just telling ridiculous stories that some of them always aren't true, but it's just stories to make us laugh and stories to help us remember just the good times that we had.
So, like, what do you think today's young people need to know about our fallen heroes?
I think that, for me, I think the most important message I try to get across is that I just want them to understand that whether we're at wartime or peacetime, to understand that freedom isn't free. It's given to us by our veterans and by our service members. So for me, it's always, I just want the young people to understand and not just remember them on Memorial Day or Veterans Day, but every day, because every single day that you are free to do what you want to do here in the country, like, it's a service member that, gave their life to sacrifice to give you that freedom.
And in what war did you serve?
I served in Operation Enduring Freedom in Afghanistan.
What was your married life before like joining, like student, working?
So I went to Everett High School, and after Everett High School, I went to Worcester Polytechnic Institute. I went to college for 4 years there, studied civil engineering, went and played a little basketball overseas in Italy, and I hurt my knee, came back, and I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I didn't know if I wanted to be a civil engineer even after 4 years of college. So I was literally watching an NBA basketball game on TV, and a Marine commercial came on. Next thing I know, I was in the recruiting office, and a month later, I had my unit.
What was it like when you first found out that you were going to war?
It's funny, actually, because I was promised by the recruiter that I was not going to war. And then as soon as I got out of boot camp and went to my unit, they were like, hey, get your stuff together, we're going to Afghanistan. So it was like literally right after being with my unit for only a month, we were now ramping up our training for Afghanistan. It was definitely scary, but when you start to train, you realize that you're training for every single scenario you might face over there, so it gives you that confidence and just that you know what you can do in each scenario because you train so much. We do it over and over again.
So what happened when you first left home? How did you feel?
Terrified, honestly. I mean, I'm just a kid from Boston who never really left Massachusetts besides to go play overseas. So, you know, finding out you're going to Russia and then Afghanistan, it's a little nerve-wracking because it's just such a new experience. But I think that, you know, having your brothers there that you bonded with, it definitely helps because you feel like you're not alone in the situation.
Now on stage, the EHS Chorus.
Sweet
Hi, we're here at the Madeline English School. My name is Jorunn Kaczmarek. I'm the Director of Veteran Services here in Everett, Mass. I served in the United States Marine Corps.
George Stuber. I'm originally from New York. I served for 25 years in the Army, and I enjoyed myself.
Hi, good morning. My name is Peter Chiarello. I served in the U.S. Army for 2 years. Thank you.
Good morning, I'm Mr. Joseph DeSalvatore, aka Mr. D. I served 4 years in the United States Air Force, the #1 military branch.
I'm not taking that thing back.
After that nonsense.
My name is Morgan Salvi, and I was wondering where you guys were first stationed, when you first joined the military, where were you guys first stationed?
My first duty station was Camp Lejeune, North Carolina.
My first duty station was Fort Belvoir, Virginia.
My first duty station was Fort Dix, New Jersey.
My first duty station, I got to see the world. I got stationed in Great Falls, Montana.
My name is Rosa Romero, and I was wondering, do you guys celebrate Memorial Day, and how do you celebrate it?
Pass that on to me.
I don't really celebrate Memorial Day. I think it's a day where we honor the people that gave up their life for this country. So it's not really a day of celebration to me. I usually do, it's my unofficial beginning of summer pool party. That's where I usually do Memorial Day. But I do think it's a day where we honor the veterans that gave up their life for us.
I feel the same way. Memorial Day is for the veterans who passed away in the service during wartime, and that's all we can do.
I try to remember the people that I was stationed with who didn't come back from the conflict that I was in, and try to embellish on them.
I think they all hit it perfectly. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Kayla. My question is, what was a typical day like when you guys were stationed?
Let's take this one.
A typical day in the service when we first got stationed, well, it was kind of scary. We didn't know anybody. We didn't know what was going to happen. And as time went on, we got used to everything, and we got used to the people with us, the boys with us, and that was the day.
Yeah, one thing about the military, your day is pretty regimented. It usually begins with the Reveille song, waking you up around 4:30, 5 a.m. in the morning. You rush right outside. You get all your exercises done quickly. You come back in. You shower, shave, get ready. A little breakfast. Lots of hurry up and wait. A lot of that. You did a lot of just kind of sitting around waiting for stuff to happen.
My name is Tatiana Osorio, and my question is if there was any reason why you joined or got drafted.
I joined because I just wanted to serve my country. I just knew in my heart I wanted to serve my country. So at the time when I got out of college, I didn't really know what I wanted to do after college. So I just joined because I knew I wanted to serve, and that was the perfect time.
I wanted to just go in the military, see what it was like. If I liked it, I wanted to stay. So I stayed for 25 years. I thought it was great.
I didn't know nothing about the military getting out of high school. Who thought? But I got drafted, sure enough, and I went for 2 years.
I went in young. I was only 17 and a half when I went in. I was always respectful of the veterans that I had around me, and I just thought it would be a great way to start your life. Get to see the world.
My name's Kirianis Ortiz. How do you think our fallen heroes would like us to absorb Memorial Day?
I think our fallen heroes would just like us to remember. Just like us to remember their sacrifice. Because I just feel like, you know, when you're over there, like everybody thinks like we're fighting for the country or we're fighting for this, but the truth is you're fighting for your brothers to your left and your right. So I think it's just about, you know, if you do give your life for the country, you just hope your brothers remember and take that time. That's what I get.
Yeah, I agree with Mr. Antoine, but you know something? I remember soldiers I was in the Army with, and especially in Korea, for 14, 15 months, we lived together, we ate together, we drank together, but I still remember those guys. Fallen heroes always should be remembered.
I would just like to add that I would like to make sure that it's a day that is never, ever forgotten. These gentlemen, these ladies gave the ultimate sacrifice for this country, and I know sometimes after the war is over, time goes by, we tend to forget stuff. We should never forget the people that gave their life for this country.
Yeah, I'll have to add to that because that's the way I feel too. Because there was a lot of people that I was served with in the military, and I had great respect for all of them, and they were doing their thing just like I was. So I really appreciate that.
My name is Chloe, and my question is, what branch of the service were you in, and why did you choose that branch?
I was in the best branch, the Marine Corps. And there's no better branch. And I chose it because it was the best, and it continues to be the best, and they have the best uniforms.
See what happens when you get opinionated? The Army was fantastic for me. I had a great military career.
The Army was #1. Don't ever forget it, guys. Army. If you ever join a service, the Army.
And then the educated people went into the Air Force, you see, because they decided it wasn't a very good plan to be stuck on a little tiny boat in a big giant ocean, and the thought of marching across a field to attack a hill didn't sound that appealing to me. So I thought, I'm going to be in the Air Force where I can kind of sit back and provide support assistance.
What was your life like before joining the armed forces?
Before I joined the armed forces, I went to Everett High. I graduated in 2004. Then I went and played basketball at Worcester Polytechnic Institute. I graduated a civil engineering degree. I played basketball overseas professionally for a year. And then I came back, and I didn't really know if I wanted to be a civil engineer, so I decided to join the Marine Corps.
When I was in high school, when I graduated, from grade school, I went into the industrial type of program. They taught you everything. They taught you how to manufacture tools, all kinds of different things. We worked on automobiles, do engine tune-ups, whatever. And that's what intrigued me. And that's one of the reasons why I chose the job classification when I went into the military.
When I graduated high school in '57, which is a long time ago, I didn't even think about going into service till I got that nice letter one day. So we want you, come on. And then I had to go for my physical in Boston, South Boston, and boy, South Station, and I passed, and 2 weeks later I was at Fort Dix. But at that time, I had a girlfriend, and she's still with me. I'm going to be married 61 years next month. And the same woman, and we grew up together, and I had to leave her. I left her for 14 months overseas. Wrote me a letter every day. She did.
I went in right out of high school. I graduated '77. I was only 17 and a half, and I just wanted to get out of the household and go explore the world. So I signed up to join.
Please welcome to the stage our State Senator Sal N. DiDomenico.
Good evening, everyone. It is great to be with all of you tonight for this special occasion. And I just wanted to say how remarkable this is. To have all of our students honoring our veterans, singing, telling poems, interviewing veterans, and showing everyone why our kids are the heart of our community. And why our schools don't just teach math, science, and English, they also teach patriotism. That's on full display tonight. On full display tonight. You know, when you look at some of the names that you saw in the video on the plaques, or you see in the squares of Everett, names of individuals. And sometimes we drive past them, or we give them a glance. But those are the real heroes in our community. They're the heroes that allow us to do what we're doing today, and their families especially have a void because they answered the call of duty and they served that country and made the ultimate sacrifice. And our community never forgets. This is not the norm in other communities. I can tell you that for sure. I have 7 communities. And the fact that we have a show like this and all of our kids participating in this shows us who we are as a city and who we are in our soul supporting our veterans and their families. And that can't be taken away. Either you have it or you don't. And we have it. And I want to thank all of our students, all of our teachers, Mr. and Mrs. Kaczmarek. And I want to thank our music director, Gene O'Brien, the most patriotic guy in this auditorium tonight. And I especially want to thank our young people, because you might not realize it today, but as you get older, you'll understand how important this is, and how important it is to our veterans and their families that you're here celebrating them and speaking for them and singing to them. That is touching them in a special way as well. Absolutely, our kids. And lastly, this is not, give me a mic and I can't stop talking, but lastly, I just want to make special mention that our kids have been chosen multiple times, our very own students, to honor our veterans across this nation. Many are sitting behind me right here. Pearl Harbor, the only high school invited in the entire nation to celebrate the 8th anniversary of Pearl Harbor, our Everett kids. And if you ever get a chance to look on YouTube, watch their performance. And also watching our kids march down Constitution Avenue for the last several years in our nation's capital, celebrating our veterans and their families on a national stage as well. So thank you to them as well. And now I'm going to be done. So now we want to hear them. But I just want to thank all of you for being here tonight. All of your support means so much to our community. Being here tonight also shows our commitment and our love for our veterans. Thank you very much, everyone. Have a great night.
On stage, ready to perform for you, the Everett High School Concert Band.
August 9, 1968. Rank, Lance Corporal. Home, Waco, Texas.
Last night, one more Marine died. No one will ever hear or care about it except his parents and us. His name was Corporal Lee Clark. He didn't deserve dying. He had about 38 days left in the Marine Corps and in Vietnam. 38 days to start living again, to see the world, and home. It makes you wonder.
8 months later, Daniel was killed by a sniper. He was 19 years old. Sydney Diamond. Date, January 19, 1945. Rank, First Lieutenant. Home, Bronx, New York.
Busy, been moving constantly. Excuse brevity, I love you.
Diamond had proposed to his girlfriend, Estelle Sakura, while on temporary pass home in 1943. A year after he volunteered for the Army, they never had a chance to get married. Diamond was fatally shot in the Philippines in January of 1945, just over a week after writing this note. He was 22 years old.
Jorunn Kaczmarek. Date, January 18, 1944. Rank, Army Nurse Corps. Home, Wautoma, Wisconsin. We now have a mix of wounded medical patients and a battle fatigued soldiers. The wounded were happy to be missing only one arm or leg. I have a terrible earache, but as usual, I have to work. The patients need me. Wandry served in Western Europe and North Africa as a combat nurse, accumulating 8 battle stars in some of the world's bloodiest campaigns. At age 81, she was still receiving letters from some of her patients.
Dean Allen. Date, July 10, 1969. Rank, First Lieutenant. Home, Pompano Beach, Florida.
Being a good platoon leader is a lonely job. I don't want to really get to know anybody over here because it would be bad enough to lose a man. I sure don't want to lose a friend. But as hard as I try not to get involved with my men, I still can't help liking them and getting close.
4 days later, after lighting his rifle, Allen stepped on a landmine. He died 3 days later.
Lloyd Brewer Palmer. Date, November 15, 1918. Rank, Lieutenant. Home, Cleveland, Ohio.
November 18, 1918 will always be remembered by yours truly. At 10:45, the order came to cease firing. That was absolutely the happiest moment of my life. The rest of the day, little groups of smiling Germans came up to the line with tobacco and wine.
Palmer returned home after the war and played for the Western Reserve University football team. All Punta Seca. Date, November/December 1952. Rank, Private First Class. Home, Hackensack, New Jersey.
I'm coming home. It's official as of this morning. That little house is going to look like a palace to me. Is it true some people eat 3 times a day or more, and they sit on a chair by a table? What's the matter? Can't they dig a hole in the backyard like everybody else? There were times I would have traded my soul for a drink of cold water or a cup of hot coffee. But I'm coming home now. Chuck isn't. He's listed MIA. If he's on this side of the line, I hope he makes it. He wished the same for me. I'm gonna tell you now, you'll need a lot of patience with me. Patience and understanding. We all will.
When he returned from Korea, Punta Seca was stationed in Lewiston, New York. At a local YMCA dance one night, he met a woman from Niagara Falls. They got married a month before Punta Seca was discharged. He went to work in his father's construction business and started a family. He has 2 children and 3 grandchildren.
Please stand for the playing of Taps by Alejandro Sanchez.
me, Memorial Day is a day to honor those brave men and women who made the ultimate sacrifice for our country. Even more, it is a reminder that we should appreciate those people every single day of our lives.
Hi, I'm Jake Morera, and to me, Memorial Day means a time where we can look back and remember all of the soldiers who fought for us and fought for our freedom and our rights.
Hi, I'm Abigail Lubrena. Memorial Day is celebrated to honor those who lost their lives while fighting for their country. Memorial Day at first was called Decoration Day. It began when people went to the graves of the fallen Civil War soldiers and put flowers on top of it. Decoration Day was changed to Memorial Day because Decoration Day means decoration only honors the fallen Civil War soldiers. One fact about Memorial Day is it wasn't an official holiday until 1968. I feel Memorial Day brings peace because different people gather together to honor those who lost their lives for us.
Hi, I'm Laila Mohammed, and Memorial Day is honored for those who fought for our country and wanted freedom for all around the world.
Hi, I'm Ashley Mangadi. Memorial Day is a day to honor those brave men and women who made the ultimate sacrifice for our country. Even more, it is a reminder that we should appreciate people every single day of our lives.
Memorial Day means to me a day of recognizing the men and women who have sacrificed their lives for our great nation. It's a day to never forget what took place in the time of war, something that we can never take for granted, the freedom that has been given to us. Please welcome to the stage the Everett High School Jazz Band.
I guess the best way to describe it, and the way I always describe it, is think about the most dangerous neighborhood that you know here in Massachusetts. It's like knowing you have to go there and stay there and accomplish a mission there. And so it's like every day you're in this heightened sense of awareness. Every day you're worried about what could happen next. You're worried about every single thing. So you're so heightened that it's like every movement is just prepared and trained and drilled that you're just always on, I guess the best way to put it.
So did you communicate with anyone whom? How did that impact you?
Oh, it impacted me because I'm only a little bit older than you guys, and by a little bit I mean a lot. And we did have computers and internet access, but it gets shut down a lot. Obviously, you're in the mountains of Afghanistan, but it was a lot of snail mail, so it was a lot of writing letters. So it was definitely a new experience for me, writing letters home to my mom, to my friends, and then sometimes you don't get communication for weeks because you're going off of letters. So it is a little lonely at times, but again, you do have your brothers and sisters that you serve with that kind of keep you from that loneliness.
How'd you feel when the war was over?
Unfortunately, we left, but the war wasn't over. I think you have this sense of the job's not done when you leave. And so it's hard to leave because you know that the mission isn't completely accomplished, but you also are aware that, you can't stay there for 10 years. It's not good for anybody. So they cycle us out just to make sure that the people that are there are fresh and, on. And it's hard to stay in that heightened state for too long. So they cycle us out back home so that we don't have to live in that heightened state for so long. So it felt good to be going home, but it also felt like I was allowing somebody else to take up my mission and I didn't finish it. I guess the best way to put it.
What sort of things changed at your home while you were away?
Everything. It's funny how a year can change so many things. My nephew was a little bit older. My mother had moved from Everett to Western Mass, and just a lot of my friends that I didn't get to talk to while I was out there, things have changed. They got married, they had kids, and it was like everybody's life kind of just keeps going while yours kind of puts on pause while you're over there. So it's definitely eye-opening to come home and realize that a lot of things have changed.
So what was your strongest memory of the war?
I think my strongest memory actually is because we were there during Christmas. So, I mean, I don't know why this happens, but it tends to happen where the fighting just stops on holidays. But we got to, they like sent us over these Christmas hats, and we got a bunch of Red Bulls and Rippets, and we kind of had our like a make-two Christmas party, and it was just nice to feel like for a moment you weren't at war, you know, because we just got to kind of like celebrate Christmas, and you know, there was no presents, there was no Christmas tree, but it was just like being with your brothers, being with your sisters, and like just having that moment of like just being happy for that moment and not having to be on and like have that heightened sense of awareness. Just so I think that's probably my favorite memory of being over there, was just, you know, being able to celebrate Christmas and really enjoy the meaning of Christmas with my brothers and sisters.
How did your experiences affect your life?
I think the best way it affected my life is that it just gave me a different perspective on the world. You know, like I feel like sometimes here in America, we're in our little bubble of freedom and we feel like, you know, everything's like this everywhere. But I think being over there kind of showed me that people live differently, and that how lucky we actually are to be in a situation where we do have the right to attain anything we want as long as we want to go for it. So I think that it just opened my eyes to the worldly view of that everything isn't like it is here. I just come down here and I reminisce and think about the fact that freedom isn't free, and it's just something that we all should aspire to want to be like, because they call this the greatest generation because not everybody volunteered. And I just think about that, you know, in this time and age with what we're going through. Even if you don't volunteer, I hope that people would still answer the call if we need it. Thank you.
On behalf of the Everett Public Schools, would like to give a special thank you to the Mayor of Everett, Carlo Di Maria. Also would like to thank our State Representative, Joseph McGonigal. And of course, members of our school committee and city council. And now on stage for our final acts this evening, the Everett All-City Chorus Grand Finale. And now a special presentation to Peter Chiriello.
A PFC Peter A. Chiarello Army Korean War. The students and faculty of the Everett Public Schools, Everett, Massachusetts, would like to thank you for your service to our country. Presented on May 23rd, 2023.
service to our country, we have the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. The freedom to come and go as we please. To speak out without fear of retribution. And other freedoms we just don't think about.
So let every Memorial Day be a reminder
to count our blessings and honor those who made America free.
We must never take for granted all the sacrifices made, and remember to remember it's Memorial
Wow, that was just beautiful, beautiful.
And Mr. Chillarillo, we really thank you so much. Antoine, thank you so much. And it's just a little token of what we can do as a school community to give back and thank the veterans for making the ultimate sacrifice for our country. I would be remiss without thanking everyone who's helped out tonight. I'll forget names if I list them, so I just like to say thank you to all of the music teachers, all of the faculty, the students who worked really, 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 really hard. I believe that's very evident. And besides working very hard, they are proud. They are proud to be Americans, proud to share that with our veterans tonight. So we thank you so much from the bottom of our hearts. While we pass out the flags, I'll keep talking. Mr. K, would you like to say a few words about the videos that will be in length?
With my Spanglish, thank you very much for coming. This is just such a special occasion for us, always. I would like to thank the video department. We worked really hard for many months to do this. It was amazing. Good job. Thank you for all the schools. Thank you to all the music teachers. Thank you, everybody. Parents, students, Mr. O'Brien, the music department. The video, yes, I'm... Thank you. I wanted to let you know that this was being live streamed, but also at the end of the show, you are going to be able to watch this whole show. It will be broadcast. You can always watch it on YouTube. But also, every single piece that you saw from the interviews, from what Memorial Day means to me, they were just snippets. And the full interviews and all the full videos will be a separate video, and you can go and watch the whole thing in its entirety. And it will be, I'm sure, a fabulous experience for many. We could not have the full videos because we would be here all night, which would be fine, but maybe we want to take a nap before tomorrow. So thank you very much, students. Thank you very much. And I put this.
Not like the brazen giant of Greek fame, with conquering limbs astride from land to land. Here at our sea-washed sunset gates shall stand a mighty woman with a torch, whose flame is the imprisoned lightning, and her name Mother of Exiles. From her beacon hand glows worldwide welcome. Her mild eyes command the air-bridged harbor that twin cities frame. Keep ancient lands your story and pomp, cries she with silent lips. Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free, the wretched refuse of your teeming shore. Send these the homeless tempest-tossed to me. I lift my lamp beside the golden door.
excuse my flats, not my heels. Our music teachers that prepared these students wonderfully tonight came up to practice, set a great example, and also our Kaveri and drama students and Brett.
If we have our band teachers also, and all our teachers, come on up. We are going to start with the process of dismissing our students. So, this is the way it's gonna go. Our students are gonna go back to their seats. Please, students, go back to your seats just like you did before from Hero. So please go back to your seats. Your teachers will assist you. Thank you very much for coming, and have a wonderful, wonderful Memorial weekend. I mean, when it comes here.